Hello, welcome to Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and the founder and clinical director of Teen Therapy Center and also the executive director of Child and Teen Counseling. Come to you live on Facebook every Wednesday at noon to join you for lunch to answer your parenting questions. And here is the question of today. My son just heard back from colleges and none of his schools he was hoping to go to accepted him. He's now telling us that college is stupid and a waste of time and that he's glad he didn't get in. He used to be really excited about the idea of going to college, but now it's the opposite. To be honest, we're shocked he didn't get accepted to some of his main choices. We forced him to apply to some backup colleges just in case, and he did get into all of those, but he says that he'd rather die than go to any of those schools. I'm conflicted because I want to support and console him because it sucks, but I also want to encourage him to at least consider the other options before throwing out college entirely. Is there anything I can do to help him see things more clearly? Yes, I think there is. The first thing I think we need to recognize is there are emotional problems and logical problems. Logical problems require logical solutions. Emotional problems require emotional solutions. You can't get to the logical problems until you solve the emotional ones. And right now, I imagine this young man is going through a lot of grief and shock and disappointment. And until he can kind of come to terms with that, he can't really get to the second part of planning. Okay, how am I going to adapt to this? So how do we help him do that? We don't try to solve the problem. We don't try to fix the problem too fast. Don't start throwing ideas at him. Be there, put your arm around him, let him know you're sad for him too, you're disappointed. Give him that emotional support. You know, like if you were really disappointed about something, would you just want someone to sit there and listen and be understanding? Eventually, I think this young man is going to calm down, find some grounding, and be able to look at some more logical solutions. We just need to be patient. That may take a day, it may take a week, it may take a month. I'm not really sure how long it'll take. But eventually, he's going to come to terms with, I need to do something. You know, if he's that driven of an individual, you know, he's not going to just give up on everything. And I think we want to make sure he doesn't. We want to guide him. And so when he is ready to look at the logical solutions, well, what are those? Well, number one, he could go to one of those safety schools and explore them and figure out what they have to offer. Maybe they offer a little more than he realized. I think one of the reasons why safety schools get this bad rap is because he probably was thinking of, Harvard, Stanford, big time Ivy League schools. And I've had clients in this situation. I had one client who his only school he got into, his safety school, was Berkeley. Berkeley was his safety school, and he got in, and last I heard, he had an amazing time there. And eventually he went on and went to grad school and other things like that. So I think it's important to let him know that, school is what you make of it. Where you go to school has very little impact on your success. It's how you do college. Maybe there's a really cool study abroad program. Maybe there's a really cool internship program. There are options at any college he goes to that he can thrive and survive. And it's not the successes that defines him or any of us. The successes are the end result. It's the setbacks and how we adapt to those setbacks. This is his setback. It's probably the biggest setback he's had in his life. Fantastic. Let's help him adapt to new possibilities because he's going to have more setbacks in his life because he's human and we all deal with setbacks. He's going to have a job that he thought was his dream job and it doesn't work out for whatever reason. And how does he adapt to that? Or he's going to have a career change and how does he adapt to that? So he could go to one of these colleges. He could also decide to stay home, go to a community college for a year or two, and then transfer to one of his desired colleges. He could take a year off. He could take, Sherry is saying something here. Sherry Robin Menkulich, parents should be grateful their kids are going to college. Sherry, you're right. You should be grateful they're going to college. Where they go to college, again, is less important. Grad school may have a bigger impact, but undergrad has little impact. So again, he can go to community college, or he can say, you know what, I'm just going to take a year off. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to go work at a grocery store or a movie theater, and I just want to clear my head and get out of school for a while. I think that's great. I've had a lot of kids do that and eventually go, wow, I need to do something. And then they go back to college because they want to. You never want to force a kid to college because that's a recipe for disaster. Anyways, the long story short, help him deal with his emotions, and then deal with finding the solutions. That's the order you want to go into. And eventually, if this kid is driven and wants to do something, he will. And this will be a defining moment, and he will learn so much from this setback, more so than if he got into his top school. Anyways, that's our question for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love your questions. Keep sending them in. You can email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com or message us right here on Facebook. And we'd love to answer your questions. We'll be right here next Wednesday at 12 o'clock to answer your questions, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.